Okay, so you go. Are you ready for Kim Rose, Briana Buckmaster, and Lisa?
Chairs or just start trashing your equipment.
Oh, not a great idea.
Change that. 2020. Am I right? Stop it. We have a show to put on with these
gentlemen, right? That's the spirit.
No. I'm just kidding. Sorry, Billy. Did you have something to say, Billy?
No.
Have fun, you guys.
Thank you. Thanks, bye. Hello. Shorts? Don't panic. Booty shorts? Yes. Do you know what's so funny is that... Show. Oh, never mind. I'm not going to tell you the story.
Oh, God. Okay.
There you go. But look at her kitty cat tights.
Okay, I'm going to sit here and eat candy for this.
Yeah, snacks. I almost brought the bowl of gummy bears. There's a bowl of gummy bears back there.
I have 2 more.
Halloween never ends. That stage of creation. Woo! Thank you.
Okay, yeah. All right.
So, is everybody having a good day? Good. I see that everybody arrived. Thank God.
Are there any? Okay, I only know this because Rich is gone, and so I took it upon myself to pay attention to one salient thing. Are there any baseball fans in the audience? Well done, congratulations.
That was the first thing they said at the hotel when we checked in. They're like, welcome to the home of the World Series champions. I was like, you're a great crowd. Are they all here? And love me a baseball player.
That's what we do in Toronto, the Raptors. We're like, we are the North. Yep.
Are you kidding me? There was like a giant parade. The world came out. That's Canada for you, though. We're quietly proud. What? Okay, sorry. And the city that we're in. Okay. Well, we're grateful you guys are here. We're grateful that there's such a big crowd for Fridays. Remember when nobody came on Fridays?
Yes. The important people always came on Fridays. That's right.
All right, let's take some questions.
Hello. So this question is for all of you, but maybe a little bit more focused towards Briana. You talked about losing a significant amount of weight in the past. How did it change you mentally, and how did you adjust to it from where you were to what you are now?
Okay, so I think I'm hearing the question is about like body image stuff. Is it kind of geared towards what's it like to lose weight and how you adjust to that mentally?
Right.
Okay, I only have heard it. Okay, I nailed it. Listen, I think that there's so much that we could delve into in the conversation of body image. We were actually just talking a little bit about this in the green room. Lisa and I have just at some point in the past, we had convinced ourselves, or I convinced myself, that there was things I was not allowed to wear as a woman of a certain size, and now you could not get a crop top off of me. I'm always showing off my body. And it's just kind of, I think that what happens when you lose weight is you assume that everything's gonna be okay. You assume that the world is going to be different because you've lost part of your body that you decided you didn't like. And that's not the reality. The reality is that all of those feelings that you felt about yourself will still be alive in you, even though that body weight is gone. So that's proof to something Kim and I talk a lot about in the podcast, is that you gotta do the work. You gotta do all the work. And the work does not just look like going to the gym. The work looks like talking to yourself kindly in the mirror, no matter what you look like. And you know what? A lot of that stuff comes from the outside too. You know, there's the landscape of what is an expectation of a woman and a woman's body, what the expectation of it to look like is very different now than it was even 5 years ago. You look at someone like Liz O'Beating, who's just unabashedly showing her body. And I mean, there's probably haters out there, but for the most part, people are like, fucking finally, you know? So if I can be up here and be a woman who is just owning her body, no matter what size it is, and if you can in any way find that to be relatable or inspire you to do the same, then I take such pride in that, and I'm so grateful to you guys because it is such a reciprocal relationship. So I say keep working on your body, but way, way, way more importantly, keep working with your relationship with yourself. Thank you. Now on that note, I'm going to enjoy my Reese's chocolate peanut butter.
Hi there, how are you ladies doing today? Okay, I asked the gentleman this, so I'm going to ask. This is mainly for Ms. Buckmaster and Ms. Rhodes, but Ms. Berry, please answer. So the British Men of Letters, the hot British Men of Letters get together with two hottest sheriffs, Wayward sisters, add a little death in there if we want. What do you think's going to happen?
What? Get together how?
However you get.
Is this the HBO series I keep talking about?
I just want to know how Adam answered this question.
I don't. What? What? You said what? Who was gay? Oh, please. Fuck that. What a pussy.
Someone's getting together with Donna, is what I heard. Oh!
What
You didn't do that on purpose. I'm here to vouch for that. The microphone went over.
Yeah, but I just couldn't figure out. Oh no, you guys.
Oh, it's wait. Hold on a second. There's a sandwich.
How many actresses
Shut up.
does it take?
Don't say anything. I will come in for your asses.
Oh, back to your question. Just doing a quick crotch check. You ever gotta do that? Just gonna go.
Well, sweaty are we doing down there, y'all?
Oh, okay.
All right, what would happen if the last panel and this panel were on a road trip?
Well, it'd basically be like this current panel right now.
Yeah, I think they're
Checking our crotches, dropping each other out.
I think
pussy.
I anticipate. Let's see here. Yes, get hit in the back of the head a lot, and we would absolutely. We would make an arrangement like I do with my daughter. I do a lot of like 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off. We make agreements for something that she wants to do that makes me crazy. So I'll be like, okay, you can play. We would do that with Catch. We would say, all right, you pick the next song, and then shut the fuck up for half an hour. Because there's only so much Hamilton we can all listen to. I absolutely do. I think Catch sings along with all of it. I don't think he necessarily sings the tenor parts. I think he might be up one. I think he prides himself on the high notes he can hit. So, yeah, I think he rocks it. And the thing is, I think he's probably good enough so we can't just kibosh the entire thing.
No,
We can't say
it's
no.
process.
Yeah, so we deal with it, and then at some point Jody's like, I got it done, shut that.
And Dad's in the back seat.
Yeah. Death is playing, Death is like, everything turns to Queen. Yeah.
I actually think that would be a really good episode. Not against that episode. I love both of those actors. They're so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, thanks, bye.
Sometimes I think the goal of your questions is not so much to get the information that you're asking us about, it's to see the entertainment value of us trying to come up with an answer.
Yeah, if some of you are in line right now to get answers, I invite you to sit down. Nobody's sitting down. Here we go. Hello.
Hi. This isn't my question. It's from my friend Briana. She's right next to me, but she's too anxious to ask it. But she's just wondering if you had to live in an episode of Supernatural, which one would it be and why?
French mistake, for sure. I would love to come in to the Supernatural set as Briana and have Sam and Dean be like, what happened to you, Donna? That would be very, very funny.
No, I mean, that's a good one.
I can't remember the title, but you guys have met me. I want the one where Dean can talk to the dogs.
Oh, yes, yes.
Doggy day! Doggy afternoon.
I'm fond of dogs. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm currently a theater major in college, and so I'm not acting, I'm tech, but my question is, thank you, yay tech. How did you guys deal with the fear of going into an industry that you know is very unreliable and just like being worried about actually having a successful future and making a living wage? Because I'd like to actually do
I was
that.
just gonna say, I was like, how did we deal with that?
I eat Reese's
When we
peanut butter
have, we'll let you know.
I wear ridiculous ties.
Yeah, I'd say like 50% of Kim and I's conversation is, what are we gonna do? Not like, what are we gonna do, but as in like, you know, individually, just like, you're constantly, I feel like I'm constantly chasing and then reminding myself to let go. That's kind of all I'm doing, is I'm panicking and then reminding myself that it's all gonna work out. And when it doesn't work out, which inevitably shit's not gonna work out, you learn to be okay with that too. It's just this constant conversation of going, you're going to be okay. While also chasing your fucking dreams. You know?
I have to have the conversation of you are already okay. Like when I think, oh, it might not work out, what I actually mean is, oh, it might not work out the way I think it should. And I'm not in charge, man. So the only way I do it is I give myself permission to be happy now, then I did it, then I win. And if this next second you're still giving yourself permission to be happy, and if you get in new information, and you think, oh, well now something different will make me happy, and you are happy now, then too, that's the goal, man. Just be happy.
I'm gonna steal your answer from just amazing shit you say. Fears are not facts. And I'll leave it at that.
That's not original. For all of you who know where that comes from, I'm not claiming credit for that.
But she said it
But it's
so intensely to my eyes and into my soul.
Yeah, she does that. In fact, everybody should go and get a photo op with Kim later today where she intensely looks into your eyes. Fears are not facts. Hang it on your wall. It's like a little inspirational poster. It's gonna make you famous, Rose. Okay, hello.
Hi, so I wanted to ask, you guys recently celebrated the...
Catch her.
Sorry, the racist is kicking in. Okay, yes.
Since I got such a good look at them, I like your boots, by the way.
Thank you. The red boots, they have their own Instagram profile, I'm just saying.
You guys recently celebrated the first year anniversary of the Wayward podcast.
We all did it together.
So,
And by celebrated, mean actually actually, we had two big, huge plans, neither of which we keep scrapping our plans, keep scrapping, but something's gonna happen, we promise.
Well, I wanted to ask, how have your feelings about it and your experiences recording the episodes changed over that year? Like, how has it changed and evolved?
Oh, yeah, okay, so my first response, well, it wasn't my first response, Bea came to me and she's like, okay, I have an idea, don't answer now, which always means my initial answer is probably gonna be, nah, I don't wanna. And that was my initial response, was that sounds hard and I don't want to. I don't want it. It sounds really, really hard. My response now is that all of the stuff that I was scared to do, I actually completely geek out on. I am the one who edits. Briana keeps going, you can send them to me. I'll like, no, that's mine! I'm the one who knows how to find whole music. That is my job.
That's true. I could edit it, but I could not find cool hold music.
So I would say it's not as hard as I thought it was going to be, and it's a lot more fun than I was hoping it would be. So that's how I should do it.
What's the great thing about the podcast for me, and what I thought would be the great thing for Kim, and she can reflect on her experience, but after the show didn't get picked up, yeah, you fucking get angry. Get out of your system and then we move on. That's what we do, right?
Still not out of my system!
And that's okay. It is okay. We're allowed to be angry.
I find little pockets where it's like just stuck in the corner. I'm like, I'm part of, oh, you're still there!
But so when you get contracted for a show, a pilot, you get contracted for a certain amount of time because then they try to do things after it doesn't get picked up by a network. They try to go to another network, or they want to hang on to you for something, whatever. So we were under contract until July, and I remember the convention. It was in Chicago last year, and I sat Kim down in a very quiet room. And I was like, I'm gonna suggest things to you. And I said, I don't want you to answer right now. But basically I was like, look, we have something. And I mean the communal we. I said, we as a group, as the Wayward movement, have something that is unique and is important. And voices need to be heard. And I recognize it's just Kim and I's voice right now with some guests on the podcast, but they are a reflection of you, and they are a reflection of things we know you guys want us to talk about and want to hear and want more people to talk about. And anybody that kind of comes up to my table or talks to us at the PJ party says, thank you so much for talking about this thing, for talking about periods, for talking about masturbation, for talking about fear, all this shit that we need to talk about more. We never would have been able to, honestly, we wouldn't have been able to talk about that stuff had the pilot gone. They're very specific about what you're allowed to publicly say. They wouldn't like me talking about how I get off 3 times a night. Anyway, that's not my point. My point is, we got to do the podcast because you guys had things to say that were important. Kim and I get to be the voice of you guys. That's really what it is. And it is an honor, and it is something we take very seriously. And if it wasn't, I recognize that I brought the idea to Kim, and Kim really is the muscle behind it. She's the one that keeps things going, and she's the one that and often initiates a topic and a conversation. And I'm so grateful that she's my partner in this, and that we are moving all of this together. And you guys don't even know about the awesome fucking things.
Do the thing, say the thing.
No.
Now's the time, say the thing.
Now?
Say the thing. Tearing up, say the thing.
Well, Kim and I's, the Where podcast is now represented by a booking agent out of New York City. And starting next year, Kim and I are going to start doing live podcasts. stereotype for many, many reasons, but it just is like, it's just such a huge comment as to when people try to control things that you create that are incredibly authentic, they can't. They can't. And this room is a testament to that. Okay? So we put leave on forever in your ears, in your office cubicles, in your cars.
And possibly when you're trying to figure out how a vibrator works.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. You know how I feel about those. I'm like, Okay. So that's that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
So, one, big fan.
Thank you.
And two, this is a question to all of you.
Love it.
So, what is your, basically like, what is it? Yeah. The most memorable part in your entire careers?
I do. I think it's probably supernatural related. I have a few of them, and that I feel very grateful because not because they were so great, because I think booking a role on Supernatural was inherently better than booking a role straight out of theater school, but they felt the same. You know, because your bubble of experience is smaller when you're younger. I auditioned for the role of Rizzo in Grease straight out of school, and I didn't get it, and I was so sad, and I was so sad, and I remember rehearsing a separate show with a bunch of the actors who were in the big show Grease, and I was so sad, and I was so happy for them, but just sad that I didn't get the part. And then they were in rehearsals for Grease, and I got a phone call saying the woman who was cast as Rizzo hurt herself. Are you available? So I ended up getting the part. I was the youngest person in the cast, and I ended up getting the part like halfway through the rehearsal period. So you never fucking know! Woo! Also related to that, and then I'll shut up, I promise. Supernatural, I had just been working in television or auditioned for television for a few months. I got an audition for a role in Supernatural for nurse number 2. And I didn't get it, and I was so sad. And the next audition was for Sheriff Donna. So you never know. If I had gotten nurse number 2, I wouldn't have even been able to audition for Sheriff Donna. So, thank God, thank God.
Mine would have to be Supernatural just because of just the serendipitousness of it all. I didn't audition for Billy, which is bizarro world. I initially went in, first let me give you the prequel. I'd auditioned for the show for about 10 years. Follow your dreams.
Because you were a huge fan of the show.
I mean, when the show first started, I was like, oh my God, that's the guy from Gilmore Girls, and he's from this so hot. Oh my God. Yeah, I'll watch. And so I started watching, and I just remember sitting there being like, man, I feel like I'm gonna be on this show. I mean, we look like we have fun. We could get along. And an audition would come, and I would be like, no. But then I'd see who'd get it, and I'd be like, oh, they're so perfect, and they're amazing. That makes a lot of sense. And that happened for about 10 years. And then one year I found myself living in Vancouver, and I got to go into the room and audition for Jensen and Bill Srishi, one of the executive producers, which I did not know that they were going to be there. I thought it was just going to be a casting director, and I was just going to put myself on tape. And there was 2 rows of women lined up waiting to audition, and Jensen was running late because he was filming. And the minute he walked into the room, everybody was like, it was like cue the sigh. It was so amazing. And I just sat there being like, okay, Lisa, you gotta get used to this. You gotta get used to this. You gotta be totally chill. Just relax. You're gonna call your name and just be present. Just be present. Just be, hey, wake up. There you go. There you go. You're back. See how that works? Lisa? Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah. Okay. And so I go into the audition room and I do my first scene, and it was for one of the witches for the Mega Coven with Ruth. And I was like, ooh, this is gonna be good. I like it, yeah. And I went in and I was all strong. I was like, don't fuck with me, yo. And then Jensen was like, got this whole like, don't fuck with me, yo vibe. And really, what we want is a like, oh, don't fuck with me vibe. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Come in softer, Jesus, let's get it together. And so I went in, I did the note, and I was like really happy, and Jensen and Bill were really happy, and I left, and I called my girlfriend, and I was like, oh my God, I just worked with Jensen! And I swear to God, we celebrated like I got the part. Really, to me, that was enough. I was like, I was in the room with him, I did my scene, he gave me a note, which is technically working with someone. Worked with him. I said, we go have pizza and cake, okay? It was so real. And at my friend's job where she was working, there was like a big cardboard cutouts of Jensen and Jared. So it was so real. The family was so real. And then I got a call saying, you didn't get the part, and I was like, I'm used to this, it's okay. And they're like, but there's this other character that they were thinking you actually might be quite good for. And they haven't released the breakdown, but they liked what you were able to bring and thought you would fit really well with it. And then they'd asked my managers if I sang, and so we sent them off something of me singing, and then they were like, okay, so the character's name is Billy, we need her to be able to sing a little bit, and it's just one scene. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I feel like a fan who won a walk-on role. So I was just totally down for it, whatever it is that they wanted. And because of that, and like not many roles kind of unfold like that. Usually there's an audition process and there's a waiting game, but this was, we've actually already been writing something and we were waiting for the person to come in who was it. And even though I was doing a different audition, they were like, well, that character we know we're gonna kill by the end of the episode, and we don't want to kill you right away. And so I was like, okay. I didn't know what they were talking about with this right away, but you know, eventually I was gonna get mine. I was gonna get mine no matter what. But yeah, so I would say Supernatural because I don't have a story like that for anything else that I've ever.
Good, so I've never heard that story. It's a good story.
Viola in an outdoor production of 12th Night. Thank you.
Poor Karen. She's like, when are these bitches gonna shut up?
I like it. I like listening.
Hi. First of all, I wanted to thank you for speaking up about mental health and body image. I think it's very important for public figures to share thoughts about those issues. And I had a question for the three of you. How did you deal with the public response about the characters? Like, have you had any critiques, any bad stuff said about the sheriffs or death? Yeah, that's it.
How do we deal with public response? I heard restaurants, and I was like, wow, I like restaurants.
Do you speak French, Lisa?
No.
Oui, juste un petit peu.
Okay, la réponse du public.
Oh, oui.
Can you translate that, please?
With the public response to your character.
Whatever, Lisa.
No, that's how she deals with it.
No,
That's the answer.
Kim, you start.
I don't go looking for it. I'm a big fan of it is my responsibility where I rest my gaze. And it's up to me to choose to look at things that take care of my heart. A little bit for some shit talk. That is not a challenge. You don't need to work harder. But I give myself permission to ignore things that I disagree with, to think about things that I agree with. Also, I don't write the character, so a lot of it's like, not my problem, you're talking to the wrong person. And finally, the only specific instance I can give was a surprisingly beautiful thing where someone who had lost a child thanked me for representing an experience as a character that she had had in real life. And I forget that just because it's imaginary to me doesn't mean it's imaginary in this world. So it reminds me to commit authentically, to love fully, and to be respectful of whatever the material is, because someone out there needs to hear it, and I love them for that. So that's
which is like, it's gonna be out there. Who cares? Who cares? And also, it's got, you have to, you just kind of have to be steady. And that does take some work. Understanding that other people's opinions of you are theirs and not yours.
Yes.
But that does take work, practice. And I encourage all of you to keep on working on that. If you are kind and you are being who you are and you are offering everything you can to this world and to others, sometimes people, no matter what, will find a problem with that. Sometimes I find solace in going, there's people that hate Oprah. There's people that hate Beyonce. Why? It doesn't matter. And look at them. Do they look sad? No. They're doing okay. So, be like Oprah. She doesn't give a fucking shit.
Merci beaucoup.
Whatever, you guys.
Do you want to answer? Lisa, don't you want to answer the question?
I'm in total agreement with these beautiful women here who I look to for guidance and inspiration, because I've really learned how to be on social media from them. But you know I love how you guys are. I appreciate the transparency. I appreciate the level of vulnerability you're willing to share with the fans and just anybody who might, because there are a lot of times people, they're like, I didn't even know you were on a show. I just started following you because of the messages. I use the hashtag mindfulness, hashtag bliss, and they're like, found ya! No idea that was supernatural. And so they really have been really great examples of how to be, how to encourage, how to support. And I've taken a lot of lead from them, and I think they're pros. And they do it in a really beautiful, respectful, open, vulnerable, goddess-like way.
Well said, the three of you. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup. I just need to point out that it is unnerving how much of a missing persons photo Jason Mans looks like in the background.
It looks like the largest carton in the world.
Have you seen this man? Just robbed a convenience store. Poor guy. But it's
Probably forced to.
Yeah, exactly. He looks sad, angry, and a little scared. Anywho. Hello.
Hello. First of all, Kim, I really like your tights or stuff.
Yes. Pussy tight forever.
This question's for all three of you. What are your guys' favorite characteristics of your characters?
Favorite characteristics of our characters. I like that Donna is flawed. I love that she has not quite figured out what her place is in the world and still chooses to see the good people no matter what.
I would say my favorite quality of Odette is that she's a singer on the side. Just moonlighting wherever she can get in.
She has hobbies.
Singer on
She does. I love that just little fact about her. And I would say one of my favorite qualities about her is just how grounded she is. She just knows how to collect herself and be like a tree in the face of anything that she doesn't believe in, and she will stand her ground, and she will be poised enough to articulate herself in a way that makes herself feel like she's at least been heard. And I like that. And when you rehearse that kind of a character, I gotta sit in it too. And so it kind of bleeds into my life nicely. Like whenever I need a little bit of strength, you're just like, just be Billy right now. And you're like, right.
I like that both of your answers, from my outsider perspective, are part of the character because they're what you brought to them. Like that is not in the page. That is like, there ain't nothing that's going to unsparkle Briana Buckmaster. And no, it's still in there, goddammit. It might need to be shaken up a little bit like a snow globe, but it's still in there. And with one of my favorite things about the way you play Death is that she is not a bad guy. She is a force of nature. There is no judgment behind what you need to do. It simply must be done. And it would be so easy to be like, wahaha, I'm Death. Wahaha.
That's it.
That's me twirling my mustache.
Save it for the gag reel, Barry.
And to vaguely answer your question, I love about Jodie the fact that she has been kicked in the face so many fucking times, and she's still like, this is gonna hurt. All right. I was late here because I was shooting an episode of Supernatural up there. Fake blood still beating in my hair, and I had to have a manicure to get it out from my head. People were like, oh, you were bleeding? I'm like, of course. Yeah, it's Jodie. Why the fuck don't I bleed anymore? I don't know, this arm's been taken out 30 times. Okay, can we do this leg this time because this one's still healing from last time? And I love that, but she still is like, oh yeah, there's no illusion that she's going to come out unscathed. Ever. All right, bring the Band-Aids. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say y'all are super awesome badass females. Y'all are great. And what my lovely friend here would like to know, whether it be legal or illegal, what would each of you do for a Klondike bar?
What would we do for a Klondike bar?
You met me, I am all about sugar, so there's really no limit.
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Listen. I'm from Canada, and if you want a Klondike bar, you just go to the store and fucking buy a Klondike bar. I feel like if somebody made me do something, I'd be like, well, fuck you, I'm just gonna have an Oreo sandwich then. Don't you tell me what I can eat and can't eat. Give me that fucking Klondike bar. Go fuck yourself, man. What you do is not giving it to you. That's what I would do.
Do you have a Klondike bar?
I think that's where I was gonna go.
I will gladly go get you one.
Will, thank you, and good night.
I'll sing the alphabet for a Klondike bar.
Sing the alphabet?
Sing the alphabet for us. You're going to have so much ice cream in another hour.
Every photo op.
Sing the alphabet. Someone's gonna bring you ice cream. Sing the alphabet. I like
What did I do?
Sing the alphabet.
sing with me.
I would like 10% of your Klondike bar.
There you go. Kim's the Klondike bar manager.
That's what I do. I would get other
She wants a whole
people.
Klondike bar, nothing. Thank you.
I feel it now.
Thank you, please do.
Bless you, bless you.
Hurry up, our panel's
Big
almost done.
ones.
Hurry up.
Big ones. I know Halloween doesn't hurt a little one, but I mean a big kid.
Hello.
Hi. So this question is for all of you. If your characters were to make an appearance in season 15, what do you think might happen with them?
I can't answer because I was just there. I already know. And they can still get me in trouble if I tell you.
I don't know. I've not been pinned for an episode. So I'm gonna fucking make my dreams come true. No, I don't know. In my heart of hearts, it would be my dream to do a musical episode. I've said a number of times that they don't sing on Supernatural, which is totally fair. Please! Go on with you! Yeah. Not other people, but Sam and Dean don't sing, which is fair. They always want to shack Donna up with somebody. I feel like in every episode there's like a conversation about her in a relationship with somebody. So I'd like her to shack up with Jody.
Well, see, and I was like, I would have this like little dream of just like death at a cabaret. You know, just killing people softly with her song.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jody.
Hello, Jody.
So this one's for
Liar.
Kim. I could show I beat. This one's for Kim because while we were in line last night for registration, you made a very interesting tweet. I had to check to see how you're doing since apparently you were awake 32 hours last night.
39! 39 straight hours!
Look at her.
I love puppies! I'm so fine! I don't know who I am!
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Jody.
So yes, what was your question?
That was my question.
Why the
Did
fuck
you
was
get
I
to-
awake for okay, because I shot the night before. So it was, I don't know if you know this about Supernatural, but sometimes they shoot during the black night time when sleepy shit happen. No happens. No happens. Because I finish and be done, then messy, yuck. Like this sort of off home stuffing thing with the rollers and the carry stuff in the thing. Then lie down, noise, make stand up again, go get in car. Car went to the big metal airplane birdie place. Sat for a long time in the big metal birdie place. Flew on metal birdie, then metal birdie got very ill. So did Kim. But no straight line between 2 points. No straight line, many curving lines. So stopped in Windy City. Stayed there a very long time. They kept saying, time to go now. And I said, on more metal bird. And they said, yes, no. Yes, now, no. Yes, 20-minute, hour, 3 hour, no. 5 hour, yes, no. Stay here. Get on Metal Bird. Get back off Metal Bird. Then Metal Bird went into sky. Then they said, you can't land Metal Bird. Metal Bird flew in bouncy circles.
Anybody else think this sounds like beatnik poetry?
No, man, yeah, because then we got on the ground, and at one point we were really close to the ground, and I looked out the window and
saw water. You're not supposed to see water when you're that close to the ground. We're sideways! We're straight upright. We got on the ground, but lots of other metal birds, man, they all chose to nest at the same time. So we had to wait for our space. We had to wait for our space. Our space wasn't there yet. So we hung on, and then we came home. And that's why I should never do a panel when I'm fucking exhausted. Or always agree.
Thank you. Well, that was the most amazing thing ever, and we're glad to have you finally after a very long day. Go get some sleep.
Thank you. And thank you to everyone who was willing to let the PJ party be postponed.
Thank you.
We will provide some exciting. Ooh, hi. Speaking of excitement at a PJ party, hi. Hi. Is it time to go, or can we take one more question?
Why don't you take one more question?
Let's take one more question. Hi.
Hi, I would say you guys all rock. Kim, I would say that love your character on Supernatural, but you are such a good actress that on Criminal Minds, I hate you. Yeah! Briana, just one Donna dementia.
No. Oh, you betcha. You guys are fucking suckers. What a bunch of suckers. I'm like Ricky Gervais from Extras. Do you remember? Nobody knows. Never mind. Look it up.
Check it out.
Good.
Okay, great. We did it.
Guys, good job as always. Good ladies, good day on Friday.
Really quick. We have been talking briefly about Jason Mann's terrifying picture in the back. Have you seen that picture?
Which one where?
Look at how mad you are at all of us.
I'm less mad, more judgmental.
Anyway, I'm glad you're not like that in real life. Let's take that picture down as soon as possible. So sell it.
No, we just put it on there.
Love you guys.